All right. And it looks like we are live and recording. Thank you for tuning in. This is the SuperBoss Podcast. We're just three best friends sitting around a table, keeping up with all things nerdy news, video games, movies, anime, manga, you call it. But today is going to be about video games. Before we get started on our main topic, let's talk about what we've been playing this past week. Because there have been some interesting games that I haven't been playing, but I've been watching my girlfriend play.
Oh.
Because I've been like kind of egging her on, like, hey, you should buy Disco Elysium. It's really good.
Oh.
And then randomly today, no, it was yesterday, she turns around and she's talking to me like, do you think it's bad if I make all my stats normal? I'm like, did you like restart Divinity? And I turned around, she's like, no, I bought Disco Elysium. I was like, oh, jeez. But she's been playing it like all day yesterday and today. And that game looks, I didn't expect it to look the way it did.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more, everything looks a little more like clouded over color-wise. So it's just like a really cool palette aesthetic. But the game looks really cool. And I'm really glad she's playing it.
Sick.
Do you guys know anything about it?
A little bit.
I looked into it when it first came out.
Yeah. So it's like
because you told me to buy
yeah.
it. You were like, "Hey,
Yeah,
you should look into this game."
You should definitely buy it.
So.
But it's it's a point and click game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The really cool thing is you have your stats, and effectively your stats act as different characters and they talk to you. And it's just really funny because each stat is just like written so differently. And I honestly think that depending on how you stat yourself, the voices sound different. Because there's a point where my girlfriend's character was interacting with, I think, a girl police officer. And then the empathy in her mind was like, man, I can't believe, like, women shouldn't be in the force, blah, 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 blah. And there was a text option to be like, oh, I really shouldn't be thinking like that. Like, what am I doing? And my girlfriend picked that. And then the empathy voice line or the empathy line was just like, no, I know what I'm talking about. This is the way it should be.
Oh.
And I was like, damn, I wonder if her empathy was higher, it would be different.
Oh,
and I think it is.
Huh.
But
that's cool.
It's really cool because...
Is it like... So you said it's like point and click?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the gameplay like? Like, is it puzzly?
It's
or?
Point and click detective. It is
Okay.
extremely text heavy.
Yeah,
There's a
it's like-
lot
It's like narrative driven.
Yeah. She turned to me like, there's a lot of reading in the game. I was like, yeah, it's great, isn't it? Because I like that. But the whole shtick is, if I remember correctly, because I didn't watch her play at the start, and I don't really know the beginning, but you're some sort of detective, and I think you wake up with amnesia and you don't really remember what's happening, and you're trying to figure out what's happened to you, and like your voices will just keep talking to you and like egg you on to do certain things.
Interesting.
But
I think you'd like it, Ian. I think
Yeah.
it's like an Ian-esque game.
There's a lot of replayability because you can stat yourself way differently to see what happens, because a lot of the options you're given also vary wildly. Like, it's not just a say yes in a nice way, say yes in a like badass way. It's like, kill this person. Hey, you should not kill this person. Sell them to slaves. Eat them. It's like, oh, okay, cool. It's like all over the place.
Cool. I've only heard good things about this game.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
everyone that talks about it is like, this is a good game. And I think one of our other friends is playing it too. He mentioned it a while back,
Yes.
but school
Like,
started back up. So.
It did get Game of the Year. So and it is one of those games where I'm like, yes, they should have gotten
Wait,
Game
where
of the
at?
Didn't it get Game of the Year?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it with...
I know it got... I'm pretty sure it got nominated.
I thought it was just the
don't
Game
remember.
Awards. It got Game of the Year.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Because I think it was between that and Control.
Yeah.
Whatever, regardless. My girlfriend's been playing Disco Elysium, and it looks really cool. And since we have a Steam, like, I'm probably going to start playing... Like, when she's done, I'll probably play it. Because there's a lot to that game.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, best narrative, best role-playing game, best debut indie. Best, yeah. So
Wow.
Yes, it's one star. Yeah.
It's up Ian's alley because he likes narrative.
You like it.
narrative indie RPG type thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What really annoys me though, and this is just the way my girlfriend plays. She's a super safe scummer, and so like I was watching earlier, she's trying to break into a door and she failed breaking into the door, so she reloaded. And I was like, no, just live with your consequences. But that's just how she plays.
Yeah. I only did that after Mass Effect. That was when I did it, but otherwise I tried it.
Was it Mass Effect 2 or
Mass Effect 1? When man, you need to play it. Wait,
there's isn't there like a choice, or like you go down a path, and if you don't pick a thing,
if you didn't do a certain
your
thing,
whole like
your
team dies, and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's two.
Oh, okay. Well,
But in one is like there's like this moment, and every time I mention beach scene, everyone that plays it knows it, and they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, that moment."
I mean, when we were talking about spoilers last time,
Yeah,
this would be one of those things where it's like it's been long enough. You can spoil the game.
but aren't you planning on it soon?
Yeah, nah, not soon.
No, okay.
It's more of like an eventually thing.
Essentially, yes. Anyway, yeah. But there's that moment, and then ever since like that happened, I just like, I can't.
can't live with my decisions.
It hurts too much.
It hurt way too much. I actually sat there. I'm like, fuck.
Dang.
Anyway, what have you been playing? Or have you just that?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was pretty sick for a while, so I just slept a lot. But
welcome back.
Yeah.
We missed you.
Yeah.
I said that multiple times last time. What about you, Ian? What have you been playing?
Pretty much the same stuff.
What's the same stuff?
Slave
What if someone didn't know?
Spire, Destiny, the usual. Usual winding grinds. I've been chipping away at...
Who are you playing in Slay the Spire right now? Which character?
Oh, just all of them.
Oh, you're playing all of them?
Yeah. I've pretty much beaten Ironclad completely, so I've kind of stopped playing him.
Have you?
Yeah.
Did you get to Ascension 20?
Yep. Oh, okay, technically no.
Yeah, I was about to ask,
I beat the main boss. I did.
Did you get to the heart?
Yeah.
You got to the heart?
I beat the heart with Ironclad.
My favorite thing that they did is when you beat the heart, like, you would think you get this super awesome reward, and it said, like, hey, you can use the beta art on the cards now.
Yep.
And the beta, have you looked at all the beta?
It's pretty... I saw the art when it was in beta. So, like, when it was coming out, I was like, this game's disgusting. But it's really fun to watch and play now.
Okay,
but,
damn, you beat the heart.
Yeah, only with the Ironclad, though.
Still,
and
that's
it was with
really...
the armor build.
Oh,
you get,
just
99 armor.
Just body slam.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Hey, a win's a win in that game.
Yeah,
like,
for real. It's fucking hard.
You do you, man.
I'm pretty impressed because the heart is really... It's the heart, but also the elite right before, where it's like the flipping...
Oh, God,
which I think is an awesome mechanic, by the way.
Yeah.
But it is...
it's really
really
cool,
hard
fight, but like they don't give you a fire in between the mini boss and the boss, so you're like, I'm fucked every time. I've unlocked, so I've gotten all the, basically when I say beat the
got all the
Ironclad
cards.
is I got all the unlocks and I beat the boss with him.
Okay.
I still have one unlock with Silent and 2 with the other 2. I've gotten to the heart with the Silent, but I've died every time. So makes me sad. But yeah, that's about it. And just grinding away at Destiny, getting some exotic things. Today, actually, I was playing Destiny, and I did the one of those stupid long Mars quests.
Was it to get the World Line Zero? Or was it for Sleeper Stimulant?
It was
because I saw you on Mars.
Yeah, it was for Catalyst. It was for the what's the gun called?
Was it Polaris Lance?
Yes, it's for the Catalyst for the Polaris Lance.
Oh, you did the Catalyst there?
I didn't realize that whole entire quest line was for the Catalyst, and I wanted to throw the game. I found out that's what that was for.
I don't know. I don't like that gun.
Yeah, I don't either, which is why I was so sad.
Is that a drop, or is that do you have to beat
Lance?
or
no?
Because
quest line.
Because I think Sleeper Stimulant, you have to do the campaign, right?
There's just I think it's 2 quests. Individual quests.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
It sucks. I don't like it.
But yeah, because you get the Polaris Lance by doing most of the quest, then if you want the catalyst, you do like the last step and then whatever that quest is.
Yeah.
And there's a completely different one for the sleeper stimulant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hate catalyst grinding.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like, so actually, I don't mind catalyst grinding if it's a gun I like.
Because you're going to use it a lot.
Yeah, but a couple, like last week, I got a catalyst for one of the heavy snipers. It was the worst. It was easy because I was like, just get precision kills.
But you just had to.
But I have to like consistently slot in like, all right, I need more heavy ammo because this is stupid.
Yeah.
You got to build for those. Get those heavy ammo.
Yeah.
mods.
Did I tell you how I got the catalyst or had to finish the catalyst for Sunshot, and I finished it? So what you have to do is
You
like
just get explosion kills.
you have to get explosion kills, but you have to proc it, and you have to like get a certain amount. It's like you can't just have 2. It's typically 3 is registered. And I literally
Are you talking about the like multi kills?
Yeah.
It says, that's weird because sometimes I feel like I proc a multi kill when I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And sometimes.
But then there are times it does.
Yeah.
But for sure, like with Sunshot, it's 3. So, but in order to do it, I had to go to like Nessus and go to a spawn point and just sit there.
Did you get to the point where like enemy factions are warring and then like 4 dudes just crawl out of a hole and you're just like,
yeah. And I just sat there. And I literally listened to like 2 lectures as I like, I just like brain dead, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Another good place to do is the protocol.
Yeah.
On Mars.
But this one, like they group up for sure. So you'll always get like the proc or you'll always proc the explosion correctly.
Multi-kill.
Yeah, multi-kill correctly.
Yeah. Nice.
No, it wasn't. I only did it to be able to do some damage with the Sunshot in survival.
To
do
so you
Luna's
can actually
Howl.
do that quest.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was the only reason I did it.
did you get Luna's Howl yet?
No. I had to do I had to do precision hand kill.
So you're on the last step.
I'm on the last step.
I
I think my brother just started.
He and I are on the same step. We just need to get hand cannon kills. Except he's at, last I checked, 38%. I'm at like 76%.
What's the quest called?
Pain.
Is it Remembrance?
Remembrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on your step then.
Oh my god.
You just need precision kills?
You just need precision kills?
No. Oh no, sorry. The solar.
Oh, I finished that.
That's the step that's after, because it goes. You need solar, and then I think you need to play Rumble,
which is just literally Rumble's after. Rumble's after your step.
It's 3 Rumble and then 100 precision kills, and then you're done.
I'm on that spot, and I'm like, I'm ready. I'm like, just give me the damn gun.
Give me.
It was just the solar kills that took forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm only on like 20.
I'm not looking forward.
I don't have. That's what Sunshot. Sunshot's all I used.
Yeah.
Because literally any other solar gun was ass.
Oh really?
For me at least.
I took a solar pulse rifle.
Yeah. Like I have a solar pulse rifle. I have Sunshot. I have Trust. I have Lord of Wolves.
Trust is good.
I was using the Vow too, actually, and that was working for me.
I tried Vow for a bit. But I'm just so bad.
I thought about bringing Hard Light just as a meme.
Technically,
yeah. But
yeah.
I told one of our friends who plays survival with me is like, I'm gonna at least get Luna's Howl before the season reset.
Do I have to do it before the season reset?
You should be fine. Well,
unless survival's gone.
They wouldn't take it out, would they?
No, I don't think so.
You need to complete it before the season ends, because if not, no, you should be good. You're good. You're good.
Oh, yeah.
You're good.
Unless I do have to reach a rank.
You've already well,
I think. What if that's the last step?
One of them is a rank, so maybe you need, because at some point you need to be fabled.
Up? Yeah.
I don't remember what part though.
I know that was for another gun for sure.
Well, no,
but I don't know if Remembrance requires.
You need to. So the way it happens,
I mean, I can just Google
is once you get Luna's Howl, you can talk to Shax. He gives you another quest to get Not Forgotten, and that is to get 300. I think it's like 300 kills with Luna's Howl in competitive, and you also need to reach Legend, which is max rank. But there's no way you're getting that before the season's
No, at this point, no.
Unless you drop out of school.
Quit everything, yeah.
Literally.
Job. No school.
Quit school.
Yeah. But, I'm on that step. So,
yeah.
Can't wait.
What else have you been playing?
So, for once, I actually have played other games.
Yeah, I saw you playing Hades.
Hades, yes. Oh my god, that is a good ass fucking game. Especially now. Okay, well, I played it in beta, and I bought the game twice because I didn't want to play on Epic anymore. I was like, no, fuck this. But I played on Epic for a bit, and this was like in beta, or no, it's still technically in beta. But so I played it like, let's say like about a year ago, like when it was launched. I was like, okay, this is dope. So like it's essentially just like roguelite, Greek setting. But the nice part is like when you the nice part is like when you get new skills, you can get new skills from other gods. Like just explaining for you guys and the listeners. But like that's so each run, like every time you die, you go back, you can like upgrade certain things. But essentially, like I've been playing a lot more, and I think they added some new gods from when I played. And
yeah, they have. They had a new update a couple months ago with Demeter.
Yes, I think that's one.
I think that's her, the old cold lady.
Yes, yeah. Which is who's on the title screen right now.
Yeah.
Cold lady.
But it's like just playing it more. I was like, oh, okay. And I think they've added variety, and like now there's levels. Like you can like you'll play a certain like amount of like rooms, and then you'll hit a boss. And then instead of just repeating that and going to a different, then again I never got past that boss because I was really bad. But I also got like, but you had different weapons that you can get, and I finally got a new one that I think Shield of Ages or something like that.
Cool.
But I finally beat the boss. And I was like, oh, this is actually a dope ass game because I got to next area and I beat that area, and then because there's a new boss, and I'm like, okay, I just beat that. So it's just like, oh, now I'm getting the hang of this game. This is really cool. Like understanding like what's a good like upgrade, understanding like what's a good skill to like
like which two gods work together for you to pick their skills.
Exactly. Yeah. Or it's like it's just really so I've been using Dionysus a lot. I've hit Armis sometimes. Those are two that have been common for me at least, but it's just been working. I didn't think that's just what it is. It's like they just happen to work. But yeah, no, and the art's so cool. Just so cool to watch.
I really like the art. I always like that developer's art.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, it's like I remember before. I think we had talked about Hades, and at the time I was like, I'm gonna wait till it's done and then I'll buy it. I don't remember the reason, but that's what I said. And now the more I'm just, because one of my streamers I like to watch, he played Hades for like a day or two just for fun. And it just made me think, I really want to play this game now.
Dude, it's so good.
And like, I know it's a good game.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm not buying it for stupid reasons. And that stupid reason seems stupider and stupider every day.
No, and it's like, and it's really cool how like they just keep sending out updates. Or like, they have a countdown for like what's the next update. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's just nice to see. And it's like, it's just so good. It's just such a cool setting. Obviously, I have like a hard on for like Greek shit.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's your thing.
So it's just so cool like to see how they depict like certain gods and like how they act and like what.
Especially like the only other huge representation of Greek gods is God of War.
Yeah.
And it's just so much. It's way fun. You're like, wait, Zeus isn't a terrible person in this game.
Yeah, and it's just so fun. Yeah, it's just, and it introduced like a lot of like other characters too. It's just like Achilles is in it, and there's lore as you just get enough like conversations with people because you try to you like can converse with like certain people, and then you get certain things to like increase your relationship with them. And you get to choose who, because sometimes they give you like a reward or something.
It's basically a dating sim.
It's basically a dating sim.
Hell yeah.
So I've been putting a lot in Achilles because hell yeah. But then like,
the man with the heel.
or like you, and then like you get like I beat the boss who like it's like it's one of the three
the three Furies. Megara.
Yeah, and she happened, and then the lore is that your character used to date her or something like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So when you fight, it's just hilarious to hear like the banter after a while, and like how and then like Hades just talks shit about you and all this stuff. It's just great.
Do you know how the game like ends right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's a really funny.
Oh, really?
See, I don't know what you guys talked about spoiler-wise, so I don't know if I want to say it or not.
So it's like, oh man. So like, at least with spoilers, at least for me, it's like I don't like knowing the ending.
Okay.
I try to avoid it at all costs.
Okay.
If I'm playing it, I try not to.
Yeah.
Cool.
Makes sense.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
It is and it's like I know it's a temporary ending because
it's not done yet.
Like they do want to have an eventual definitive end.
Yeah.
As weird as it is to a roguelike.
Right.
But since it's just like it is definitively a roguelike, they just have a really fun way of oh whoops, you got to keep playing the game.
Nah, I want to play till I can hit that point. because it's like I feel like I'm progressing now. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I
Yeah.
understand like what to put in, how long. Like I just know like the mechanics now
Yeah.
better, or like how to like position myself instead
That's
of just
always.
button mashing.
I think that's just a thing roguelikes do really well.
Yeah.
Is one, the sense of progression, and then you start to realize, oh, I shouldn't do this because it's a really stupid idea,
Yeah.
or oh wait, this is a great card if I like will Slay the Spire.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this card isn't bad because I actually can use it like this instead of like, why would I want to exhaust 2 cards? That's dumb.
Yeah, right. There's like cards that work
But
well together
work
that you
with
don't
that.
realize until
Yeah.
like, you have seen.
Yeah,
both those
and like
cards.
Get it.
you've played the game well
Yeah.
enough to know like,
Yeah.
oh, exhaust is good because then I get a consistent deck.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, especially now, it's like with this one, it's like, oh, because before my issue was always like, I played before when they had Meg too. Like
Yeah.
that wasn't like Meg wasn't a thing. And then I played like a few months ago. I'm like, oh, this is cool. They just added a boss.
Yeah,
Or maybe I just never. I don't remember. It was just. It's in beta it's been in beta, so I can't tell what's what anymore. But then I was like, finally I beat her. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm actually doing something right. And then now when I fight her, I'm like, oh, I know her like routine. I know how it works.
Got
Can beat
the
her no problem.
strats.
Yeah. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
one game. And then I've been playing Dragon Ball Fighters actually a little bit,
Oh yeah.
just because season 3 dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were talking about last week. It was funny because we talked about last week. I'm like, oh, cool. Luke's not here, so it's perfect.
I'm not here to talk garbage about Dragon Ball.
But yeah, so like because season 3's changed or it's dropped, they have changes. So I'm like, okay, cool. I kind of want to check this out.
Mm.
And so I like Marvel vs. Capcom's like system a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling Ian about this, but essentially like they have an assist system, but before you couldn't really choose what to do, but now you can. So like every time you choose your character, you can choose what kind of assist they provide. Because before it was like Krillin would like just fucking throw a rock, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is this gonna do?"
Standard Krillin moves.
Yeah, it's like what the hell. And then finally it's like, oh, you can actually do a Kamehameha wave, or like you can like now choose like assists that are like, oh, is it straight across, or what does it do? It's like,
okay.
you have variety and like you can plan it out.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there's- Instead of just like, oh, I know his assist is going to be this, which I'm never going to use. But now it's like, oh, I can think about that. Or like little changes where like instead the key gauge is like, and now there's divided into 2. So there's a full bar, but before it was, you had to use a special attack would become a full bar. But now it can actually it'll only use half. So
Okay,
little changes
okay.
like that. So it's like a lot of people are going to be more aggressive type of thing. And I've always wanted to get good at this game, but will I? No.
It's like the plight of any fighting game. is,
Exactly.
do I want to spend the 10,000 hour mark just learning how to play a video game?
Just to understand like what are good like mechanics.
Yeah,
or,
like do I
doing
want
a
to spend the
dash
time to
jump,
master
jump dash, and all
every
that.
combo so I can do it input perfectly every single time?
Yeah, but it just feels so good. Because I actually tried it, because I haven't played the DLC character since like I think Jiren or something dropped.
Mhm.
But I finally tried out Gogeta, tried out Broly, the new Broly. Gogeta plays so dope. Like
Really?
it's just and then you can tell like they are increasing like essentially it feels like a budget increase because now like for Broly there's you just button mash, but then like the ending has an animation every time.
Wow.
And it's just really cool. It's a quick one, but it's like gonna happen every time. And it's really dope. And then Gogeta has a moment where it's like he does like a spin kick, but it'll happen every time. It looks dope. It just
Sick.
makes you feel dope.
Makes you feel.
Just feel like.
Makes me feel like Gogeta.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing that, and I've just been like, oh, I want to play this more. I also want to play Hades more. It's just like in the lull of like. Destiny has like it's the season. Essentially, we're just waiting for the new season.
Yeah.
So there's like, I'm like, do I want to play Destiny? Not really right now. I want to play other stuff, but also school. But
Yeah.
I'm choosing Hades as a break because I'm like, oh, I'll play until I die, and
It's
then
a
I'm
good way
like,
to
oh,
play.
I'm done. Or it's like if it's a short run, I'll play another one.
Yeah, it's like I'll keep playing until I die, and then like you make a mistake on the second room, you're like, I
All
can't.
right, one more time.
I can't end on that one.
I can't end on that. But it's like it's kind of like what you do with like before you work out, you play Slay the Spire. It's kind of same thing.
Yeah.
I just play until like I don't.
Yep.
But yeah,
It's a good way to
that's what we've been playing.
keep a time cap on it.
All right, we're gonna take a little break, and we'll get right back to the action. We'll see you in a bit. All right, and we're back. Thank you for continuing to tune in to the SuperBoss Podcast. Right now, we're just going to be talking about some cool and interesting news because there's been a lot of cool and interesting news for video games lately. Ian, what have you got? Because you told me what your topic was between the break, and it sounded really funny.
Yeah. So last week, something came out on Steam. You can buy it there now. It's called Max Gentleman Sexy Business.
It just sounds like a Japanese title.
Oh, really?
Because I guess maybe you don't look at like some of the other like dating sim Japanese games, but it's always like rose-colored school days, extra manner. And it's just like, or like even just like the Fate series. It's just
like
it's just words thrown together. But
yeah.
It's
like words and then backslash another word. Yeah.
Sexy business.
No, the I'm pretty sure it's a white dude. It's the dude was in Chicago. That's where the production team is. But yeah, it's a tycoon / dating sim game. Made by the dude who did Oregon Trail, if anyone's familiar with that one.
That's dating a lot of people.
What?
No, go on.
Yeah.
Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail. So it's basically like Oregon Trail, but with like zombies and stuff. And like it's an apocalyptic
You did not
world.
mention that part.
Yeah.
If you want to like look up Oregon Trail, that's a fun one too. It's like a post-apocalyptic
I thought you were talking
Oregon
about-
Trail.
Oh.
But it's Oregon, like you're inside.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant-
zombies.
I thought you meant the OG computer text.
Oh,
like,
no,
this is the
no.
Oregon Trail. I was like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
by
why
that guy. I need to play that.
I was like, what?
I don't
Wait,
even
hold
know if
up.
that guy's alive. Well, no, he might be alive. I don't know.
That man like shaped. all
Yeah.
that
So
computer experience.
so there's the company itself. I think is called like Hats Productions or something like that. I think that's it exactly. Actually, Hats Productions. They made Oregon Trail, so it's about like I think it's supposed to be like RPG-ish. But yeah, it's basically a spoof of the Oregon Trail.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so now he's gone on to make Max Gentleman. What was it? Max Sexy Business. And it looks really cool. Like the art's really good. It's cartoony. It's supposed to be like really fun. It's not like serious or anything.
I don't think.
And it has the production, the producer, from Monster Prom. So
Oh, okay.
some good people
I
working on
really
it.
like that game.
Yeah. So it should be a good time. I don't know. I found it. I was really interested.
I literally just searched up
you
Max, and it's the top thing.
Yeah.
Under a little bit above Max.
The title. Oh, and it's like Victorian era.
Oh, yeah.
So you're like gentlemen and ladies and that kind of thing. The
Ballroom dresses and stuff.
yeah. I think right now the like opening scene or like the menu scene is like a lady relaxing by the pool, and then a dude like swimming in gold in like a pool of gold coins. It's great. It's really funny.
Oh my god.
You can like customize your character. And it's regular like business tycoon type. Yeah, it's wild.
This is more than that. You can massage someone.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
This is getting scandalous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's a free DLC for
no.
uncensored.
Of course.
Oh, how scandalous.
Yeah,
So-
because this dude literally just has a bouquet in front of his.
Yep.
Damn.
Fun times.
Oh my
Fun
God.
times.
See, this is like we're just living in a different age because you've got games like this slowly chipping away at what's okay for a video game, and then you have stuff like Subverse where like, yeah, this is porn.
Yeah.
It's just a porn game,
Yep.
Man.
and they're both on Steam.
Yeah.
Both on Steam.
Yep. It's
Lunch.
wild. That
Lunch.
came out, right?
What?
Subverse?
No.
out?
No,
but still.
it's this Kickstarter got funded,
Okay. So
but
It's just a
it's
one
matter
day.
of
it's just in
time.
development.
Hmm.
Yeah, one day we're just gonna gift everybody each other, so no one will be embarrassed if we all have it.
hell yeah.
The only thing you can pay attention to is the playtime.
Yeah, right.
Oh, nice. I see you put a.
It's like everybody's currently playing. We check like, why do you have 62 hours on it already? It came out today.
Is that legit playtime or was that? Damn.
Yeah.
Dating. And this is the thing where, like, especially with, maybe it's what I've just seen on Steam, but some of the dating sim games are more goofy than serious.
Yeah, they've like,
Which I don't think is bad,
Mhm.
but because my girlfriend loves dating sims and she likes the really funny ones,
Mhm.
but I wonder if it ever bothers people when you have like boyfriend dungeon or I want to date you, Colonel Sanders, versus the like legitimate dating sims.
yeah.
Oh, like
I don't
the
know.
people like actually putting like
Yeah, people who like
effort
play
and, like,
dating sims versus, hey, you get to be a sexy businessman in the 1800s.
Hey man, you gotta have both.
exploring all.
You gotta have your
avenues.
serious. You gotta have your funny.
You gotta have the
like,
spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm just. I always think about that.
yeah. It is kind of like wild how it's become like its own niche genre. Like not just dating sim, but like
It's like almost
Spoofy.
okay to play a dating sim because people might assume you're just playing it for funsies.
yeah.
Like, oh, look at you playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm like, no, this game's like kind of messed up.
Oh god, yeah. That's some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, so take a look at that if you're interested. That's
Max
that's some fun
Business
stuff.
Sexy Tycoon.
Sexy Max Gentleman.
Max
Sexy
Gentleman.
Business.
All right. I kind of actually want to look that up.
You should. You should. I
You
feel
should.
like it'd be.
The quick glance I had, good time.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Looks
you should.
good.
You should definitely like get your girlfriend to play that because
She'd probably get a huge laugh out of it.
I'm pretty sure it's like it says like Max Gentleman, but I'm pretty sure you can be like
You can just play as a girl.
yeah. So
As long as she can do that, she's probably happy.
Yeah.
What you got?
and there's like a cutscene I saw like quote unquote cutscene
Yeah.
of like a lady and a dude boxing each other. So
What?
you can like yeah,
All
it gets
right.
wild.
Damn.
I'm sold. I'm
All
sold.
right. All right.
What you got, Harrison?
So mine just kind of goes in line with we just played Destiny so much. But I mean, the cool thing was like,
I
okay,
might
so
say too much.
debatable.
Mm.
For me, debatable.
Ah,
But
fair,
like,
fair. Go
cool shit last week was everyone finally hit like the whole event thing where you had to go donate
the
the
stonks.
stonk. Yeah, they donated everything, and then finally they dropped a trailer and that they announced Trials of Osiris finally. And I'm like, it's just-
everybody
everyone-
lost their minds.
Everyone lost their minds because they're like, finally, it's great. Until you actually like paid attention to what they're gonna do, and it's like, oh wait, this is parallel. People complain, it's like, oh, it's parallel tide. Shit, I don't want to play this. This is dumb. But I don't think it is, right?
No,
I
they
think
they actually announced they're disabling your artifact levels.
Yeah,
Mm.
artifact level.
So
but,
it's
like,
pure
Pinnacle.
equipment,
Yeah,
power or
like
light
it's
level.
it's only on equipment, which means pinnacle actually matters.
Yeah,
Which I mean,
Which
that
is
was
like
fine.
that's fine.
I mean,
think
that's fine.
yeah.
Because so I mean, for me, I didn't get to play Destiny 1 as much, but I understand like people like were super into this because it's like I think some people would be
It's effectively the pinnacle activity for PvP
PvP.
because they don't really have a pinnacle
because
besides
PvE
comp.
is essentially raids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and me liking competitive shit.
Oh, Pinnacle. I've been getting like Pinnacle gear just off like doing quests and stuff.
Yeah, but this is like there's certain things that like for instance, if we actually did the new raid,
Mm-hmm.
gardens,
The new
Yeah.
raid gives one
Consistently.
pinnacle item a week.
Every time.
And so like you can farm pinnacle gear, but now it's like you actually want to farm because you do it
Yeah.
from the raid, the dungeon,
yeah, the dungeon.
sundial while it's active, and doing the nightfalls if you get over 100k.
Yeah.
And like people do them, but now it's like you should, if you want to go into trials, you should do them.
Right.
Because
Because
Yeah.
I think trials will also like give you a pinnacle. I think. Did they say that?
Probably.
I don't know. They
It probably will.
But yeah, so now there's assured ways. Yeah, you can get drops, but there's like these are the ways that you can actually farm it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
each week you can do that. I need to play dungeons more, but I was just excited because I'm like, oh, this is dope because it's gonna be like super competitive. I can't wait for that. It's gonna make me sweaty as fuck in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
try hardest way possible.
Try hard as fuck. I'm just
It's
and I'm
be
gonna hate it. Watch, and I'm gonna be
You're-
like, this is ass. This is terrible. But I mean, I always like the competitive stuff for like Overwatch and all that stuff. So it's like, even though it's like, oh, this fucking sucks. This is ass. I hate everything.
You're hating yourself, but
hate
at
me.
the same time, you're like, that was the best
But then
thing
when
I've ever
but then
done.
when I don't, it's like okay,
Say what was it masochistic
yeah.
pleasure?
Because if there was some sort of like thing with survival,
Uh-huh.
I'd probably play survival more.
Some sort of what thing?
Like, I don't know, like just
like
something,
just a
like,
reward.
maybe reward or like ranking, maybe, I don't know, like whatever they do with that. It's just something that's like
something that's more like worth showing off.
yes. So trials is like that. I'm like, okay, cool.
Because like I do get what Harrison's saying, because with trials, people are already memeing on it, but like, do you know the format of trials at all, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, like going flawless was actually like a really big deal.
Yeah.
And this time, like, if you're wearing your armor, you go flawless, it glows, and so it's definitely a lot more rare, because even like in survival, you could say the reward is getting Not Forgotten, which it is a rare gun, but a lot of people already have Not Forgotten too.
Yeah.
So I can understand wanting to show off your PvP prowess.
Yeah. And I mean, there's also new guns too. So
prowess.
they're going to have like,
Yeah, there's new gear and
There's
stuff,
new-
but thanks, Ian.
Thanks, Ian. I love everything you do.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, I mean, that was the coolest thing. Cause I was like, I know it's been like hinted at for a long time. It's like, oh, or it's like questions, are you ever going to do it? Are you actually going to drop it? People want it because it's Destiny 1, all that stuff. So I'm excited for that. That's pretty dope.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait.
I agree.
What about you, Luke?
Complete opposite side, because I hate PvP. Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry for slamming, but Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Did you watch the full
I
demo?
watched the like hour and a half
Yeah.
thing of gameplay. This is like, I'm completely biased because one, I love Divinity, and I really loved Baldur's Gate. Just like, if it's tabletop inspired, I'm gonna love it. That's just that's my thing. But
That's your hard on.
yeah, basically. But I've seen. I think it hits that point where with a standard tabletop game, you can do so much, but some people just always have a hard time visualizing it, and that's where I think Divinity 2 was like, yeah, this is basically a tabletop.
Yeah,
and they nailed it. And then Baldur's Gate is just a continuation, but also like a really tightening focus, because Divinity was its original thing, but the Baldur's Gate series hits like Dungeons and Dragons explicitly.
yeah.
And I love the world of Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm super excited for Baldur's Gate 3. And just watching the gameplay and seeing like character creation, like, because I was watching the gameplay demo with my girlfriend, and it's got that Divinity 2 UI, but it's just like, it's like, oh, you want to be a tiefling? I was like, ooh, I love tieflings. You're like, you want to be a gnome? Like, I hate gnomes. But all these it's just the sprinkling of Dungeons and Dragons, I think, makes me the most excited, especially because it seems like they're trying to set up, based on the logo and the trailer and the gameplay, that mind flayers are a big part of the game. And mind flayers are one of my favorite just creatures, because
is that the thing that they show?
The big squid man?
Squid man?
Basically Cthulhu. Yeah. They're called mind flayers.
Okay.
And they're just a really cool D&D. Like, there are a lot of very notorious Dungeons and Dragons monsters. Like, you've got the Tarrasque, you've got mind flayers, the Beholder, which is the big floating eye.
Right.
And it's just like, you just hit those points. You're like, all right, you guys just, you can't mess it up. This is the way you need to do it. And so far, they've been doing it the way they need to do it.
Yeah.
And God, it just makes me happy.
Yeah. Because I know my brother, he's like super into this. So he's like, he was like following it so intensely. He's like, this is so dope.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, did you watch it? I'm like, the hour and a half long video? No, I haven't. I need to.
Like, it's just, I think it caters to both the fantasy narrative tabletop person, because they even, like, when you do your skill checks, they have a D20 that just shuffles on screen. You're like,
so
wow.
cool.
But then also, like, I want the hardcore video game experience. It was the CEO of the company. I think it's the CEO or the founder he was playing. He got trashed like 3 times. I was like, oh, I actually have to think when I play the video game, and I think that'll be fun.
Oh, man.
So.
Nah, it was sick.
Yeah.
I remember when, like, because it was a countdown of like, oh, they're gonna announce like something. I don't remember, but I was like, because we watched the trailer. I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. But I think the trailer is like the intro into like the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little segment they
That
did,
segment.
they tied it in.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Damn.
especially, I think just because I've read a couple of articles about Larian Studios, and I know they seem to know what they're doing, and they really appreciate the source material.
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to be we're just a AAA studio. We're picking up the video game. We made the video game, and it's garbage. It's like, no, we actually really care about the Baldur's Gate franchise.
Yeah.
We postponed making Divinity 3
just for
to
this.
to make Baldur's 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like they're going all in.
Yeah.
So that makes me really excited.
Fucking dope.
That's cool. Is just off tangent. Is Divinity 3 a thing?
I feel like
They-
it is.
I think I want to say maybe like October, November of last year.
They just
Larian
announced
Studios
that
made the
they're
announcement
working on
like, hey, I think they were trying to pick, they were working like 3 really big projects.
it. Oh, okay.
And they made a statement like, yeah, this is not working. Like, everybody's burning out. This is, like, we're not happy. They effectively suspended. So, like, they're just stopped working
Oh.
on Divinity 3.
Interesting.
Because, like, yeah, we're going to focus on Baldur's Gate
Hell yeah.
first.
Which is probably like a really good
Yeah,
choice.
and I think
that's the best choice.
I think it's the best choice. And it's also, like, it's a very, I guess, very PR focused. But it is a good answer because, like, yeah. Like, we're not going to kill the studio trying to make 3 huge projects. Like, no, we're going to stop everything.
Yeah.
Focus in, put everybody on this, and, like, I'm sure they'll crunch because it's kind of the standard. But, like, it's at least, like, everybody's working on the same thing and they're not trying to spread themselves too thin.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect Divinity 3 for a while,
Yeah.
is
I was
the gist I got. Yeah.
You mentioned it, so yeah. That's
I love how like Luke was super excited. I'm like, oh, that's dope. And then Ian's like, cool. I'm like,
Nice.
Yeah.
it was just
it's
nice.
It is cool. I just know
Yeah.
I've never had any experience with Baldur's Gate. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But I do like Dungeons and Dragons, so
Yeah.
maybe this is
It's one of those
the
where-
opening. What was Baldur's Gate 1 and 2? What was
They were
that?
also ARPGs.
Yeah.
But they're old.
They're
Yeah.
old.
Okay. So it's been a while since
It's been a very long time.
Gotcha.
Like, I mean, because I think I don't really know when they came out, but it's along the same lines of like Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate. They were like kind of the Western RPG back in the day, if you want to think of it like that. And they were really good, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, so Baldur's Gate 2 came out, I think, 2013. And it was
Oh.
using BioWare's engine.
That's more recent.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Look up when Baldur's Gate 1 came
yeah, I'm
out.
checking one. It looks like...
Because I think Baldur's Gate
Oh,
is...
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, 1998.
Yeah. And I think Baldur's Gate is newer
But I
than
wonder-
Icewind Dale,
Wow.
which... Yeah.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
But...
Because I don't know if that 2013 means enhanced or if this is like...
Like, that was the original version that
that's-
released.
Yeah. Because I feel like... Oh, yeah, no, it's 2000.
So 2000 was
2000
Baldur's Gate
was
2.
Baldur's
So
Gate.
yeah, 20 years.
20 years. Wow.
20
Yeah.
years since a numbered
Because I was like,
sequel.
2013, that's kind of recent, if anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, seven years.
But it felt like it was longer.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I just-
No, it's 2000 sounds about right.
Yeah.
Did you play one or two?
I didn't play Baldur's Gate 1. I played Baldur's Gate 2. Mainly because one of my roommates in college, it was like one of his favorite games growing up. And so he would play it on his computer and I would like watch and then we'd like, he would do stuff and then I'd make my own campaign and I'd do stuff and we would just like bounce back and forth like, oh, I did this, I did that, I died there. It was fun.
That's
But
cool. Heck yeah.
It's one, yeah.
Is he super excited for it?
Yeah.
He's like...
It might be one of his favorite games, like just of all time, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's extremely excited because he's also someone who just likes very Western RPGs.
Right.
Like he doesn't really get into Final Fantasy, but you've got stuff like, Wolcen, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Neverwinter Nights.
Diablo.
He liked Diablo, like Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Pathfinder, Kingmaker. Yeah.
Very medievally, I guess. I guess is his aesthetic, but speaking of like, all these articles, the main topic I wanted to talk about today was actually, funnily enough, all the news we talked about is really positive stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And I think we get a lot of positive stories, but I want to say the majority of gaming journalism seems to be either positive or like really negative. There's no really just like
In between.
reporting of games. Because, I mean, people report on games, but the biggest stories inevitably, like, Anthem crashed and burned. One of the biggest stories of last year. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Whenever Anthem
It
came
was last
out.
year.
Yeah.
It was last year.
Yeah, like you see people relishing in when things are bad, but you never see super positive like, hey, this studio's doing great. Like, you don't see articles, Supermassive's doing a great job, blah blah blah. You see like BioWare basically is dead. Anthem is crashing and burning. You see this is a legitimate, I think, a very important article, but like Riot and sexual discrimination. You see stuff like, EA killed another studio. There just seems to be a huge, I almost want to say, fixation on negative news. And I don't think our podcast is exempt from that, because I think a couple of times we've talked about almost exclusively like, yeah, this is really bad, and then we just go into why it's really bad.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering like your thoughts on that. Do you think it's like, is it clickbait? Which I honestly think most of it is clickbait, but do you think there's a valid reason to be very, to have very severe critiques of the gaming industry? Because I think this is also just news as a whole, just even outside gaming industry. It seems like things tend to be more negative.
Yeah.
And supposedly it's because like humans are just designed, like we fixate on negative things, and positive things like we appreciate, and then 2 weeks later it's the next thing, and we just forget basically. But I just wanted to hear your thoughts about
that. Yeah, what you just said was about. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I hear that thrown around a lot.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like I think at least with gaming, sticking with gaming just before we expand to like big news, because I think big news is just a thing. But I think with gaming it's just like it's always just happens to be like the industry just happens to pull it that way. Like, the crunch time is always like, for instance, crunch time.
Yeah,
that's probably the most negative thing, because it deals with like a person's like time, like their work, they're getting overworked. This is really bad.
Yeah,
and I think that's just something that like people now. I think now people just, now that we have more awareness, I think it's just because we have more awareness, we have more people are going to report on it. We have like the ability to be like, we hear about it more now, and this is actually a shit thing, like a shitty thing to hear about. So I think it's just. I think it just happens more often because like that's just a negative. Like, and then like I'm trying to think of like other negative things. Like, for instance, like, this game is developed badly, but like just
going into that. Sorry,
Yeah,
but I was thinking about Wilson. Wilson got a lot of shit because it had like a lot of exploits, a lot of like things that weren't. It was like it wasn't like play tested very well. Almost, and it got like a lot of like flack for that. But you also
there
think
were
about,
some really weird bugs in Wilson.
Yeah.
So I can
there's
understand where
like
you're coming from.
ways to duplicate items, ways to like make it like basically tank the economy of the game to where you have like unlimited money.
Is that
And
online?
if you're playing an online session, then you can basically make an unfun environment for somebody who wants to like actually
play the game.
Play the game.
Yeah.
But you also think about, the actual gameplay itself, if you kind of ignore some of those things, is actually pretty cool, and the art and the graphics are all really good, and it's only all made by like 13 dudes.
Yeah.
And so if on like a positive spin on that, you have like, wow, that's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
But a more negative spin that I think a lot of you would see more is like, look at everything that's wrong with this game.
I also want to say Wilson might be a bad example because Wilson was originally a Kickstarter, and a lot of the Kickstarter things just aren't in the game.
Oh, really?
And
I didn't know about that.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Where like, the game itself is really good.
Yeah.
It's practices around the game are bad. Because I mean, like Red Dead Redemption, I think,
That's,
barring what I personally feel about the game, most people, and it is reviewed very highly, got Game of the Year, I think. It is a good game.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see critiques around it where like, oh yeah, they crunched disgustingly hard to get this game out. Does that affect it? Like, why don't we talk about that more versus how great the game is? Yeah, because like, if you can, think about the last, I guess, quote unquote, feel good video game article you read versus when was the last, I guess, critique or review or like, oh, we're going to blast this type of review. And like, at least for me, I can't think of the last I can think of the Super Giant article I read about the studio itself, and that was maybe 2 months ago. And I feel like every time I read gaming news, I just see another like, this is bad. The student, like, Anthem is back in the news because I think last month BioWare said they're gonna try and revamp Anthem, and like 6 unique articles came out about what went wrong with Anthem, basically, and why this is bad.
Again.
Yeah.
Interesting. I can't put a whole lot of input on that just because a lot of the gaming news that I get is from word of mouth.
Yeah, okay.
Or like watching like streamers or YouTube gamers.
So in that context, when was the last what was something bad someone said recently that you can think of?
And that's the flip side. A lot of the stuff that I hear is a lot of positive stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there was one game I was thinking of while we were talking about this. It was a game. Oh no. Okay, it was kind of like along the same lines. So the whole like Wilson thing, it was like the one guy I saw like actually play it, and he was like doing the exploits to like because his whole channel is based around like I can break break all these games. Look at me do this.
Yeah.
And you can do this too, and let me show you how. And so that's his whole thing. And so when he actually had good things to say about Wilson. He was just like, it may have not been done the best way, but like it's a pretty good game. And so I don't know. And maybe he's just being polite.
Yeah, but was he sponsored?
No, it wasn't sponsored.
Yeah.
No,
nah, just making a joke.
Yeah, yeah. But something else I was thinking about was like, you have things like now I hear a lot about like how the GameCube didn't sell well. Yeah. And it was like considered unsuccessful. And you hear that in the news a lot. But for me, that was like
complete opposite.
Yeah. 100%. Like I think the GameCube is like one of the best systems.
Yeah, like everyone I knew growing up had a GameCube.
Yeah. I think it's just because for us it was like we were the target, but technically in sales it was not successful as compared to like Wii or like something like that. Because
did the Wii outperform the GameCube?
Oh yeah,
really?
It was.
Or wait, was it Wii U? I might be.
The Wii U was
the
Wii U tanked.
Wii tanked. Yeah. Wii did really well.
Yeah.
Wii was like everyone in their fucking like.
I remember like waiting in line to pick up a Wii.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no one waited in line for a game.
Yeah, the Wii U just tanked.
Yeah. The Wii U was, but.
Well, I mean, I don't.
But it's just because we
like,
were
hearing all the news and stuff about it. It's like, oh, this did, but like me actually having the experience of the game, or of this, well, in this case, console. But I think you can play it like both ways for it.
Yeah.
Me actually having the experience unfiltered, like unadulterated by anyone else's perception, I actually have like a positive outlook on it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I guess I'm just asking like. Are you letting others' perception of a game dictate your perception?
I would say
that's a whole other question.
Yeah,
that kind of found out. I wasn't really thinking while I was talking.
I haven't. I would say I haven't really experienced that because most of the stuff I tend to read about is either on a technical side, where it's like, yes, this is affecting everybody, or just the practice of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, I mean, most games, or most of the reviews, I guess, speaking specifically of reviews, I don't really let that affect me if it's positive or negative.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have a difference of opinion, like, I don't like the combat style versus I like the combat style.
Yeah.
Versus hey, when they made this combat style, it only works one way, and the other two ways just don't work. And then fixating on that, I can okay, that's a bad thing. But
when an intended thing doesn't do its intended job.
Yeah, that's a thing that I can that's easily fixatable, I guess is the word. I don't know if that's a real word. But anyway, Harrison's been very quiet. I think he has something
I was actually gonna bounce the question to you of what's because I know you read more articles than I do, at least, or at least you seem more informed than I do.
Yeah, can you think of any articles?
So
any what's the last thing that you've read that's been negative or positive?
I think recently, I think right now it's hard to answer that question just because right now we're in a drought of things.
Yeah, we are in a lull. So it's a lot of rehashed content.
It's just a lot of we're in that lull of March will be when we'll probably start hearing stuff again.
Yeah.
It's the issues of Doom's gonna have an issue. Animal Crossing's gonna have an issue. There's something this next month is gonna be that's when we hear it. That's why right now I think it's we just hear positive stuff.
But you think it's going to be negative?
Oh, I think something's gonna pop up. Someone's gonna play. So that's my thing is my point of view in that is it's always about when someone complains about it, it's probably just what their playing experience. What they're experiencing is oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
This how going back to Wilson's my playtime with this, this graphics are great. These the system's great, but my experience with this game right now is really bad because how I want to play this game is getting tanked because of this economy, for instance. So I think it's also good to you were talking about reviews. Is you don't want someone has a different play style, but if a vocal majority is saying, hey, this is an issue, I think it just pops up more with gaming because the game video games in itself is something you want. It's entertainment. So everyone's trying you pay money for it. You're going to put in time for it, and I think the reason why we complain about it, you hear more bad stuff about it, is because you are investing time in playing the game. So if someone has an issue, someone may bring it up, but then because of the internet, you'll hear more about it.
Yeah, because it's almost if someone's having a great time, they're not talking about I'm having such a great time. They're just having a great time.
They become the silent.
If you're having a bad time, you're just this sucks because X, Y, Z, and you break it down. I think,
or they become the silent majority because no, it just happens to be it's the same with a lot of things. This is the bigger thing where more likely people are going to complain, be more vocal when they complain.
Yeah,
when they have a good thing, it's oh, this is nice.
Yeah,
no one's going to really say it. That's what sucks.
So I guess, does that ever, flipping the script a little bit with reviews, do you ever, if someone just has a, glowing review, this is great, blah, 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 does that affect you in any way, or do you always...
I do pay attention to it.
Okay.
If I go on Steam, if you see, a game releases, and you see a lot of, reds, there are the few that are, good, thumbs up. It's hey, I know there's a lot of bad reviews, but it's they start listing, this is what's good about this game. And I'm I do kind of pay attention because I'm they're top, most of the time they're the top reviews, and it's if it's up there, that means a lot of people have been actually looking into it. So I do take it into account, but it is the whole, you see a lot of negative. Maybe what if it is justified?
Yeah.
But what if it's just an issue now and it could be fixed later?
Yeah.
That's just
all the people aren't making positive reviews because they're playing the game or something like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Ian? In terms of positive reviews,
reviews.
Oh, does it affect me? Yeah. I mean, I think kind of you touched on it a little bit, but for games, it's your time and your money, which is arguably the two most valuable resources that we have. So I think people are gonna be very anal when it comes to
a bad experience.
Yeah, they're gonna be they're gonna get mad about it, sure. But yeah, if it's a review that's this is why
this game won't start. This is a bad game.
Yeah, or if it's something I don't know, man. So Slay the Spire. If God, see, I just don't read articles. Is the problem? I just don't read articles. But yeah, if somebody has a positive experience. Like if somebody's like, "Hey, this is a really good game. Here's why." I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I'll definitely check that out."
Yeah.
Like I guess pulling off on that. Sorry.
But
go on.
Just to finish up, if somebody has like a negative outlook on a game, I don't think that actually affects me as much.
Not if it's like, what if it's like 60%?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that does. If it's like an overwhelming majority, yeah.
Like
if it's like a game that's mixed,
yeah,
like if we're taking like Steam for example, when they
like
do,
Steam,
if it's mixed, it makes me hesitant. But
like I look at you'll look into it versus like, oh, it's positive. Okay, it's positive.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, why is this mixed?
Yeah.
Versus if it's like 90% negative, I'll be like, oh, okay.
I just thought of a positive article I read last week, I think. It was for Stardew Valley, of all things, because I don't remember the exact reasoning why, but I think it's because the sales of Stardew Valley jumped over like a threshold.
Oh,
and so the developer announced like, yeah, I'm working on update 1.5, and then everybody was happy.
Hell yeah.
Partly because like, yeah, Stardew Valley is getting something, but it's also one of those where, almost like Slay the Spire, where you have a developer always, or even Hades, always just like, we're updating the game continually. Like, we're breathing life into the game. So that's probably the most recent positive thing I've read. And I think that is something worth lauding. Like when developers do good, you want to celebrate that. But I feel like you don't see too many of those compared to developer did bad.
I think it kind of ties in with like you bring up those developers and they're actually kind of on the smaller side. So I think it's like, do you typically have time? So then it just, not saying that they all are going to be like that and like all big AAAs are bad, but it's just like it typically becomes like you have that scale of as the company gets bigger.
It almost feels like to me, because I mean I'm always one to announce when I'm super biased. I feel like once a studio establishes himself as like, you can trust me, like me and From Software, in my eyes, like you can basically do no wrong. Like maybe Elden Ring will flop, but Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, I'm just like, yeah, they did great.
But they have a history.
Yeah, well, I was saying like, I wouldn't need to read more articles like, hey, From Software is doing great. I'm like, yeah, I know they're doing great. Versus if a studio is doing bad, you're going to keep seeing bad articles until they finally do something good again.
Yeah, because if you see an article that's like, From Software's new game bombs, you're going to be like, what?
Yeah, I'd be like,
look into it.
Yeah.
But look, to the whole like big developer versus like indie thing, I think like a lot of it comes down to also when you're an indie, like when you're a smaller team, actually. You have a more like clear vision. Like it doesn't get polluted. Not I don't want to say polluted. Diluted. There you go. It doesn't like get murky.
Yeah.
And then they also like they know exactly what they want. They know how to like.
Well, it's also like, at least with a lot of the indie games I've seen on Steam, the developers will basically directly communicate either through Steam. Yeah. So
direct communication
maybe it's just
with the
different.
Player base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's a AAA studio, like a lot of what they communicate is a lot of PR speak.
It's a lot of PR
and
speak.
So the articles are basically a different. It's the non-PR way of like, yeah, this is what's happening. So maybe that is a big difference of like studio size, but
But I think it's like with the news, is like going back to like the whole news thing, is like that's all we can pull from is like what they talk about.
Yeah.
So if it's all PR speak, I think most people will be like, yeah, no, this sucks, because we know at this point we know like what they're talking about is like, okay, this isn't actually addressing the issue. This is why you guys are bad. But, and then that's when the snowball effect starts happening. It's like, oh, this is why it's bad. And then I think, man, I just had a point and I lost it.
I think article titles are also like a lot more clickbaity.
Yeah,
like
no, they
like you have something like worst game in the world versus like, hey, this game's really good. It's like what?
Yeah, no.
What's more like quote unquote sexy to click on or to like
top 20 games of this generation?
Yeah. Like fucking. There's a group, Funhouse. It's like a gaming YouTube group. they have a video series that's like the 50 worst games rated by IGN.
Yeah.
It's like they're not gonna have a series that's like the 50 best games. Like, they're not gonna do that
because it's not as fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Humans are wired to just enjoy garbage.
Yeah.
Because going back to it, like quality. So like for instance, going back to From Software, you know how you're like, oh, they're good, like no matter what, you have trust. So what happens when? So this is just kind of so you expect quality. So like for instance, like you were talking about how like with
Elden Ring.
Yeah, what if it's shit? But then
I would laugh honestly, but yeah, I'd be like, oh, that really sucks.
But like for instance, like and then going to like Rockstar, people have like this like this image of them like they only make the best of the best. So
but then you have people like Nicky Jakey who are like
breaks it down like this is why
this sucks.
Or I mean, you could say like. I think BioWare might be the best example where BioWare killed it. Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, still really good. Andromeda and like Anthem. And you can kind of see general opinion just kind of slowly drip.
But I think that's only because like they had such a good catalog to pull from, because it's like, Dragon Age did well. Like 1 did well. Mass Effect 3, whichever one came at the same time. I think like 2 or 3 came out, and it's like, these are like BioWare's, like the bar has been set at like what we can expect. So I think maybe the other thing is like we just have this expectation of they can only go up from here, right? Yeah. Even though technically they can't. We should know this. We know that it's gonna differentiate. But I think it's just like once something bad happens, it's just like, oh, they're just bad now.
That's kind of an interesting thing. I'll try and think of something maybe, but
expectation.
I don't know of any company that has like, so for BioWare, they're like really good, and then they fall like really bad. Their track record like is really good track record, and then it dips and it goes
that's
down.
Just like a general.
There hasn't been like, I can't think of a company who's like done bad and then been like boom.
Like bad to good?
Yeah, like dropped a really good.
I'm sure looking into it more, probably. And this is also just like the preface is like, I say that, but I'm sure like for BioWare, if you actually look into it and delve into like their history, is like you see people leaving, and this is probably why the quality dipped. Yeah. Or like for Borderlands, it's like, Borderlands 2 was great, but then when you look at 3, it's like, why is the story shit? It's because they didn't have.
Well, I'm saying
it's like little things like
so
that.
you see trends that go where the companies are going down, and then you'll see more and more articles being like negatively publicizing about them.
I think it's just also like that's just news.
The only thing I can think of, and it's not even, it's like it's a big stretch. Because it's literally one game, but you could say No Man's Sky, because it went like from here, game came out tanked, and then 3 years later it's like
it went up.
So maybe that's it, but
there's like the few. That's I would say that's one where it's like, they just did bad, but it was just because they weren't communicating. And then there's other stuff too, like just communication. Period.
But I guess even that, like everybody knew No Man's Sky was bad. Yeah, like you would article every week, but now that it's good, like I've seen maybe 3 or 4 articles, and then one like arguably it was a really long video, but it was a long video about like No Man's Sky is good. Yeah. But it like all that's kind of faded already, and now like No Man's Sky is just it's chugging along, but the discrepancy of like this is bad versus they're doing good is
I think just to round it out for me, at least, like for news wise, I think it's only because it's easy to pick on.
Kind of.
I think that is one of the
to go along with that. There's like the whole expression, "His name is Mud." It's like it means like your name gets dragged through the mud. You can't come back from it. In people's like perception, you are that now. And just to put it in the context of like this, it's kind of like once a game is bad, like No Man's Sky, it's gonna be hard to have like revitalization,
unless it did,
and then one that's like exposed well, like one that's like has positive articles about it and shit.
Instead of, I think maybe the even bigger example would be Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yeah, actually yeah,
because
Jesus,
like they they in game blew up the entire world and like we're restarting from scratch. We're so sorry.
Yeah.
I remember when that came out.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is.
It was so
the idea
weird.
of it, I was like, this is cool. Or the idea was going to be, oh, this is dope. But then when you actually looked at it, I was like, this is made very badly.
Like it just wasn't optimized.
Yeah. The
didn't play well.
interface was so garbage.
Yeah, it was confusing. And then like they sat down like, we need to fix this.
Yes.
And then it is now one of the biggest MMOs. And that's another like
it is one of the most popular ones, I would say.
yeah.
So have you heard about that in like articles a lot?
That
in
what?
the news that it's good. When it became quote unquote
the the only time I hear about it is when a new expansion comes out and people rate the expansion specifically.
Yeah.
But I don't see like there's no Final Fantasy 14 retrospective or like Final Fantasy's like revival.
I think only like certain, like for YouTubers even, I think only certain niche people will actually look into that. It's always like the what's new.
Yeah.
I think the news also just ties in with reviews. It's like, oh, what's coming out? People want to know should they spend their money or not. I think that's the big thing.
And
if it's bad,
money and time on this.
Like I guess bouncing off that too. It's also like as content creators, a lot of companies don't want to rehash old content.
Yeah.
And so like they don't need to go back to either correct a mistake in their eyes or we just don't need to touch this. We've had our say. There's no point in
I thought you were
this
saying
up.
like
like Warcraft 3.
I thought you were saying because like people like revamp their
no, but like
all the time.
like in terms of journalism, we need to make an article saying the game is good now.
Okay, gotcha.
Like if it's already
because like you see people do that, but a lot of it is individuals. You don't see like Polygon or Kotaku. Well, maybe Kotaku, but like Polygon or Eurogamer, they make like they're not going to make a new article saying like this is why you should play No Man's Sky now.
Yeah,
because most of the time they'll just do a clickbait of, oh, this game's coming out. These are 10 other games that you can look into and that are similar to this.
Another thing is like it's hard to go back to because you have so much coming out all the time.
Yeah,
like within a year,
you want to
so
keep up with
releases.
new content.
It's
that's why it's like
you
March,
have to like move on.
April. Like I mean, like we have like,
this next quarter is going to be disgusting.
Yes,
it's disgusting.
That like as a news.
You got to just keep up with that.
Yeah, your
job is to like be current with.
You
the
want
times,
views
so,
on what's new. Yeah.
Because that's what people expect from you.
But I think dialing even like more general, I think it's just like with news, people just it's just always the stigma of bad things just catch people's attention more because they're like, oh, this is interesting because my life is boring.
Yeah, you fixate on what's bad and then what's good is
or like there's
fading.
a worry and then like a good thing is like, oh, that's nice. It's literally just nice
because it's interesting too. Like if you want to go just to like dip into the broader aspect of it, you like the fucking like Florida Man articles.
Yeah,
like that's just entertaining to see because it's some crazy shit that happens that's bad, but it's fucking
way more interesting.
Yeah, than like then I don't know, like Disney gets like 3% increase in stocks or something. The only people that'd be interested in that.
Hilariously enough,
I don't know.
Hilariously enough, the CEO like left.
Oh, stepped down. Yeah, right.
Stepped down,
right.
Hilariously,
or left. I don't know.
He stepped down.
He stepped down, but like that was all planned.
Yeah,
it was all planned.
It wasn't like a.
And not like, oh no, he's a bad person.
No, it was just like, but even that, people like hear that they're like, oh,
because I saw the articles like Disney CEO Bob Iger steps down immediately. I was like, oh, whoa.
It's like, but why?
And then I like read the articles like, oh, he didn't really step down.
So what'll be interesting to see is like if there's a new CEO.
There is.
No, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't hear about. There's a new CEO. It's this guy you hear about.
It's
like
just like
Bob Iger left, but rather this guy got promoted.
Yeah. You don't hear the promotion.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean. Never mind.
That is a good example.
Yeah.
It's like Bob Iger stepped down, and then the next line is, "Oh, but this guy's moving out." But the title is not.
The title,
front page. Bob Iger steps down, and then page 4 was like, "This was planned 3 years ago."
Like, oh, okay,
yeah,
but. That's all I got. Yeah, like in my mind, it's. I think just the nature of journalism as a whole, like, being negative gets more clicks, and your job is to get more clicks.
Just because the general.
Yeah,
like,
and like
general
you want to
public
stay
is gonna-
current.
yeah.
So that's all. As much as I don't like that, because I don't, I think it's kind of silly, but
it's just
Well,
that
it's
everyone
it's
else-
the nature of the beast.
Yeah, and
I'll
everyone,
say to say this, I do enjoy the like positive something that Harrison showed me actually a long time ago, going back to Kotaku.
Yeah.
There's a guy who will occasionally do like video reviews.
Uh-huh.
He might do article too, I don't know. But he's a reviewer for Kotaku, and he did a review on Dragon Quest.
Oh yeah, okay,
And
yeah.
he does like, it's so like awesome because he fucking loves that. I think it's the whole franchise.
Yeah, he fucking loves it.
Yeah,
Forgot his
and
name.
so he makes like a love video to that game, the
Yeah.
new Dragon Quest, where he's just like, here's why this game's fucking amazing, and just
It's
like an hour.
Yeah.
and,
it's
and
so
4
long,
minutes about
but
why
I
it's
watch
so
it
cool.
because it's just
Yeah,
so
and I
good.
watched the whole thing, and I was
And-
like super entertained by it. Like,
Yeah.
if you have more of that, I don't know.
Versus, and I think that can be another thing with reviews, but it's like reviews now. It's just like they hit points. They hit points super quick, and I think that's
Yeah.
just how it works now. Like this is how
Yeah,
people
like,
consume content.
It's also like, especially like if we were to do that, like get into reviews, they're just something we just wouldn't be passionate about. So like, we just hit the bullet points. Versus like, if they made a new Assassin's Creed. Or they did a Trials of the Sky or Legend of Dragoon, and be like, yeah, this is going to be a 3-hour review. Buckle in. Because I'm going to talk about why this is the perfect video game.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just...
And, there's like things that maybe you don't care about, but it's a good game still. So
Yeah.
as a writer, your job is to like be objective about it rather than be like, I just don't like this type of game.
You'd hope. Yeah, I was like, you'd hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
We got any other closing thoughts? Because I don't.
Because nah, just
tapped out here. Just I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
it's.
Don't forget the good things about video games.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the
take it with a
message.
grain. It's always just take it with a grain of salt. Honestly, just experience it on your own. I think that's a big important thing.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
But if it is on the flip side. If it's something to be
Yeah.
aware of, you should.
It's,
If it's
the whole
in your face,
like trust but verify.
Yes.
I guess is
yeah.
this is what this episode means. Trust but verify.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll
Yeah,
catch you
thanks for
next time. This is the SuperBoss Podcast. We are signing off.
I'll see you later.
Goodbye.